Welcome to the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, and welcome to my latest video. We're going to talk about 5 awesome shoot-'em-ups tonight. We're going to talk about 5 awesome Sega Genesis shoot-'em-ups. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments as we go through this video. If you've played these shoot-'em-ups, do you have any experience with them? Have you ever even heard of them? Hopefully there'll be a few in here that maybe you haven't tried. And if you have played them all, well, let's take a trip down memory lane anyway. So let's get started, and I'm going to start off with one that is just a really solid shooter, and I think it's very underrated. It's got a great soundtrack, and it's actually fairly cheap. And if you know anything about shoot-'em-ups, they're usually not very cheap. Biohazard Battle, and yeah, this one was extra cheap. Because my label's all tore up and stuff. But anyway, I really don't care. This is a good game, man. I discovered it later in life. I always looked at it and I've seen it, everywhere, and just, I don't know, just kind of overlooked it. Never really thought it would be down my alley and wouldn't be something that would be that fun. And then I played it on my Mega EverDrive, and I decided to go ahead and get the cartridge. And I think this is a pawn shop find, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, you get to choose from 5 different organic ships known as Bio Warriors, and you are sent onto the planet to take care of and extinguish several different monstrous viruses, grotesque viruses. The game is weird, man. But it is a lot of fun, man. There's a lot of different power-ups. All those power-ups do different things, and you can, really increase the power of those power-ups by collecting the same color over and over again. Soundtrack keeps you going, and it's really not, I don't know, it does get pretty difficult, but in the later stages, and as far as an entry-level shoot-'em-up, I don't think it's that bad, really. And, it does a lot of different things very well. There's some verticality to the scrolling, and then as of course there is horizontally as well, but there is some verticality there, and yeah, it's just cool. All the enemies that you attack and that you take and that you fight are cool looking. It's just a really different game. The whole setting and the vibe of the game is creepy, and it's cool, man. You can get lost in the atmosphere of this game. Yeah, or the atmosphere. Anyway, Biohazard Battle, really good game. All right, then the second one, and I heard of this but never played it till it hasn't been that long that I've been playing this game, and I've almost beat it. And it's a blast. And that is Fire Shark on the Sega Genesis, of course. That's what we're talking about here. But yeah, and I actually got this for around $50. Complete in box, in excellent condition. If you played Truxton, you'll see the Toplan imprint on this game. It's a Toplan shooter. Really good shooter, and it has a lot of similarities with Truxton. In this game, you're going to get a fire weapon that you can actually power up that takes up the entire screen and swoops and sweeps the screen. You also have a spread shot that you can use, and then there's a laser, and that laser is a more narrow focus on the screen, or it just takes a smaller footprint of the screen. But it is more powerful, and it is powerful, but I often die with that one. And you'll be faced with ships coming at you that you've got to take out, but then you'll also be faced with power-ups that you do not want to have at the moment, and you kind of got to avoid them. And I have lost several lives trying to avoid that green laser. I don't like the laser at all. But if you can get that fire weapon, or as my buddy Mark over at Dad Racer calls it, the spaghetti weapon, and you can power that up, you can go very, very far in this game, and I do think this is an easier game. I've only had it for, I don't know, maybe 5 days now, and haven't played a whole lot of it, haven't had a whole lot of time, but I've gotten all the way through. I got through level 8 thinking, oh man, there's 8 levels. No, there's more than 8 levels. I believe there's 10. So I hit level 9, and man, I was like, come on, you know. And it does get difficult. That the last 2 levels are pretty difficult, but it is a lot of fun. There are difficulty settings too. You can play on easy or normal, and I think hard. Really cool game, great soundtrack. Everything blows up very well in this game. Man, I cannot recommend this enough. I love this game. I just got it. Fire Shark. It is awesome. You can get that loose for fairly cheap as well. Definitely around, probably anywhere from 25 to 35 bucks. Now the next one we're going to look at is more expensive, and it does actually have a bit of a caveat to it as well. But I got one that's been repaired, been fixed, and they did have some problems with it, but it's Grindstormer. Now I did get this with a replica case, but the cart is authentic, and like I said, it's been repaired. You got to be careful on this one. It's a great one to play on your EverDrive because you don't have to worry about your ROM. You know, it's going to work every time. So if you have an EverDrive where you can emulate it, you know, that might be the way to go. But man, this game is total arcade action, man. It is a blast. I love this game. It really feels, and it is of course a port of an arcade game. And also the other thing I discovered too is the Japanese version of the game, and I'm trying to remember the name. I'm sure somebody will in the comments, but you can play it as well, and it plays a little bit different. The rules are a little different. I believe that you can, man, I want to say that you start off with your power-ups and you kind of have to choose your loadout or something like that, but you can switch it and play the Japanese version of the game as well. The arcade version is basically what it is. Or you can play, you know, Grindstormer, the Genesis version. But this game is so good. I love the music, the soundtrack, and a lot of people complain about the sounds, but man, those crunchy sounds are right from the Sega Genesis. I mean, you can play this game, and you could hear this game down the hall and know that it's a Sega Genesis game. And to me, that's cool. You know, I love the Sega Genesis. So, Grindstormer is a lot of fun, very difficult, but is a blast to play. So you will die a lot, but you'll have a lot of fun doing it. Alright, and another game that I recently discovered that I've been having just a really good time with, and I've done a short on every one of these, a YouTube short on every one of these games, but is Whip Rush. And I got this complete in box, and it was around, I think I got it for like 45 bucks, which is a really good deal. I mean, it, you know, it can be a complete in box anyway, can be a little more expensive, and it's authentic. The case, everything's authentic. But I hadn't really heard much about Whip Rush, and it's a lot of fun, man. You're a pretty tiny little ship, and you've got 2 orbiting guns, and you can switch the positions of your guns on your ship, you know, to take out enemies. And there's some verticality to it. A lot of it's horizontal as well. But it puts you in situations where you have to swap those weapons around, the position of your weapons, and get the best power-ups. There's several different power-ups, of course. But it is a lot of fun, and I don't think, in my opinion, it's not real difficult. You know, I can get well within I think the first time I played it, I got into like stage 3 just the first time I played it. And of course, every game is going to get more difficult, you know, the farther you get into it. There's some really cool, it's got a really good presentation as well. Soundtrack is great. Soundtrack's so important in a shoot 'em up. But yeah, Whip Rush, man, this game is awesome. Alright, so the last game that I'm going to recommend And I got lucky to get this complete in box before the price really went too out of whack. But that's Wings of War, or I want to say the other name that it's known as I think in Japan and maybe PAL, I don't know, Gynog or whatever. But anyway, Wings of War, and it's WOR. This game is crazy, man. I absolutely love this game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's not that difficult. I don't know, the big selling point to me is all the enemies that you fight and the stages that you fight, and they do some really cool special effects on some of the stages. And it's an early Sega Genesis game, but it really did show off some of the graphic capabilities, and of course the soundtrack is out of this world. It's great, out of this world. Yeah. Pun not intended, but yeah, it's there. But anyway, Wings of War is a lot of fun, man. Yeah, there is some really crazy levels that you're gonna fight through, and just some amazing bosses and enemies, and it's just cool, man. There's really not much like it that I can compare it to, but it is a blast, man. So Wings of War, excellent game. I highly recommend it as well. Alright, well there you go, and I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to shoot 'em ups, but I've been having a blast discovering shoot 'em ups that I missed out on back in the day, and you know, that's a lot of I don't know, that's how I have a lot of fun retro gaming, is playing some of those games that you missed out on and discovering nowadays and playing them now. It's just a lot of fun. So anyway, if you liked what you saw today, if you liked the video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up or even hype it. Man, I'm a small YouTuber, and any help you can give me is greatly appreciated. You can subscribe to the channel. We do have memberships available as well. Members will see this video first, of course. But I appreciate it. I don't use a script. I just get on here and I'm just myself, and I just go. I just love video games, man. I have a passion for them. What can I say? But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, and thanks for watching this video. And until next time, we'll catch you later.